Smiling Faces, the podcast, is a proud member of the Defiantly Me Productions. To learn more about Defiantly Me Productions, visit Instagram at Defiantly Me Productions.
Are you interested? It's mine, and you just pee
I'll
on
lift my
it.
leg on you right now. Say the word.
Wow.
Because
So
in all
that's
things,
me.
even feral, you still want to be consensual.
Exactly. You have to ask, may I lift my leg on you?
Yes.
Welcome back to episode 11 of Smiling Faces, the podcast. I'm Victoria Dunn.
And I'm Jess Anguiano, and we are the executive producers of Smiling Faces, the newest, soon-to-be hit pilot comedy we are producing. It's about two girls who discover they're dating the same guy while working at a toxically positive spin studio.
On this podcast, we provide you with unfiltered conversations about dating, heartbreak, revenge, and of course, living your best life.
And we would be remiss without mentioning it's 2025!
Woo! We made it, Joe! We did it!
Yeah. We did it! We are post-vacation. We are rolling out of 2024 and just gently sliding into 2025.
Oh, wow.
What is
Yeah.
gently sliding into 2025 gives you a little bit of pause, Mike?
There was a little moment.
It was the way you said gently sliding in. I was like, that sounds.
Is it giving warm bath to you?
It's definitely not giving warm bath.
Oh. Something else warm?
You know, Mike's like, I've been on vacation for 2 weeks. All I'm thinking about is bed business.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't even get out of bed till 1:00 almost every day that we were home.
That's
Love
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Just
I-
slept, didn't do anything. This is what happens when you don't have kids.
You do get to sleep.
You sleep and
till
snuggle.
1:00 in the afternoon.
Just sleep
Same
and snuggling, watching some TV. I have to tell you, so Victoria and I both got in. We did not go on vacation together, although asterisk someday.
Soon.
In my dreams, yes. But we both got in last night to LAX at like 9:40 and did not know it, did not communicate, did not give each other rides back to our places like silly people. But the whole point of this is I woke up this morning. I woke up at 6. I woke up at 9. And then I stayed in bed until, I don't know. I think I told Victoria, don't come over until after 3.
You did. And I was like, she's a busy bee. Come to find out, you were just rotting.
I was just rotting in bed. I've been I know we have to talk about other things podcast related, but you have your book that you read on vacation. So I was so close to finishing it. So I stayed in bed and I finished my book and it was wonderful. Yeah.
Ooh, good for
Yes.
you.
We can get into what I'm reading another time because it's a little sad. But let's talk about the show. Let's do some updates on what's happening with Smiling Faces as we are just leaping into 2025. Is that better, Mike? Leaping instead of sliding?
I feel better about it in my spirit. Yeah, thank you.
I don't want to say pounding into 2025 or ramming ourselves into 2025.
Wow, aggressive language.
Sorry. I was in Mexico with children all week.
I'm not mad. I was talking to a friend to the show and pod, Katie Novotny, comedian from our show, and we were talking about going to more singles and like mixers and stuff like that. And I told her that I'm going to be feral in 2025.
We were talking about words. We were talking about the word of the year. Feral is your word.
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like we need a better explanation of what that means is being feral. What does that mean for you?
Like aggressively putting myself out there. Throwing caution to the wind for every facet of life. So yes, for dating, it'll be like, you get over here. But then also with dreams, get over here. Feral, aggressive. We're out there loose, making things happen. You know how
What
like a
is it?
These
feral child
all of
is?
these things do not sounds like you're just gonna be out here wide open.
Yeah. Yeah. I am. I'm gonna be
I
loose
feel
in the world.
I feel like the fact that you're like, I want to be feral with men. I pick you. You come this way. I love that you're like, I want to be feral with dreams.
Because balance.
Yes, of course. Okay, I don't know I would love to look up the dictionary definition. I'd love to look
Ruh.
up the dictionary definition of feral because
I'm
to
on it.
me, to be feral is like
I got it. I'll
not
look it up.
okay, great. It's not like it's like you're unhinged, you're a little filthy, like just kind of just digging in the dirt, eating whatever comes your way, just like gorging yourself on just whatever your absolute base instincts are. And we were talking about this the other day about like being dirty, just like getting a little dirty and filthy, which is beautiful to me.
There we go. Right
um
here.
Oh, thank you.
oh
I have an astigmatism. Can you make it bigger?
Oh, wow.
Having,
Okay.
wait, I got this. Not domesticated or cultivated, wild, feral animals having escaped from domestication and become wild. That is you
Yes.
in 2025.
Yes. I'm going to be undomesticated and wild in
I love this. Ooh,
2025.
I love this. In a wild state, especially after escape from captivity or domestication. So get out. Get out
Is
there.
that not me? Maybe.
That's gorgeous. All I want in my life
What I
is to
love
see
is the
this for
similar
you.
words, by the way. Not it says fierce, ferocious, vicious, savage, aggressive, tigerish, wolfish,
I want
It's
to see a
all
wolfish Victoria out there. I want to see a wolfish
untrained,
Victoria in the
undomesticated, untamed,
untrained.
unused to humans. Like what?
unhousebroken. Like, let's get it.
She's just peeing on the floor.
Like, this is my year.
Victoria's like, I am out here. Listen, are you interested? It's mine. And you just
I'll
pee
lift
on
my
it.
leg on you right now. Say the word.
Wow.
Because in
So
all
that's
things,
me.
even feral, you still want to be consensual.
Exactly. You have to ask, may I lift my leg on you?
Yes. May I, yes, with your consent and permission, are you interested in being owned
Exactly.
through marking?
Now, who I won't ask for consent
For
ask
from,
for
yes.
consent from are my dreams, though.
Get it, girl. No consent needed. Just take
Boom.
them. So
Exactly.
I love this because it actually directly feeds into updates on the show because all we're talking about today are the plans that we are laying out to conquer this pilot and shoot it the way we want to. Let's be honest. Everybody knows you can just get your iPhone out and you can just call your friends and order some pizza and make your show. We want to make it the way that in the best way that we know how, and using the best tools that we can get our hands on, with the best crews, of course, the best people, the best talent, and that's going to take time and money. And so I like this feral in asking for what we need to make this show.
Yeah. I think that's
Hmm.
perfect. What about you? What's your word of to describe your 2025 in personal and in producer show world?
I love this.
Dreams.
I'm going with elevate, as
Mhm.
in elevating the palette, elevating my taste, elevating my whatever I'm kind of drawn to. I want to stop playing in the dirt. I metaphorically, I think that yeah, like I have specifically in the dating world, like we talk about the bar being so low that we're just unbelievably impressed when the person that we're trying to date behaves with a modicum of decency. And I'm coming out of that. I actually I've been thinking a lot about like why do good people end up together? Like how do they end up together? And what are these girls out here doing that are like landing these really classy men that treat them well? And I realized it's that if they are approached in any other way other than how they desire to be approached, then it's literally like no. get away from me. Like, no, thank you. Like being
Ooh.
solicited, like, like when door-to-door salesmen or like, when somebody's coming and being like, "Have you registered to vote?" And you're like, "Yes, I already did. Please leave me alone." It's that kind of energy. So this is how I'm approaching anything in my life that's coming along that's just kind of like, you know, below where I want to be, including like money goals. My in career wise, I'm quite pleased with where I've ended up in my day job. Producing, like the way that we're working, like the partnerships that we have, where I only want to play with the big dogs. I only want to play with the high level folks. And that's why we've got each other.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
yeah. So as that's I'm kind of with you on the reaching for who we want. For example, like when I think about who's going to direct, because we're looking for a director for
Mhm.
Smiling Faces to produce the show. That's actually a great update, as we are looking for the right director, somebody who can handle great comedy, somebody who can handle. I'd love a producing director who can come on board and handle the show on a broad spectrum, so we can go in and take it and pitch it. So we're looking for the right producing partner who could potentially come on as a producing director. So if that's you and you're interested, you know where to find us on our socials or emails or whatever, wherever you want to find us. Hit us up, because we are having meetings and talking to the right people. But what I'm trying to say about elevating things is, who do we want? As we're going through the list, who do we want to work
Right.
with, and
'Cause I think
asking for that.
before, because I feel like, yeah, last or before, like in prior things, we kind of had the approach of, "Oh, who wants to play with us? Great."
Hmm.
And I think now we have to do a lot more of, "Okay, well, let's see." It's really, a compatibility thing of making sure, like, who all is the right fit instead of just
Hmm.
accepting anyone that comes our way, and that could be, yeah, dating or show, whatever, but this is show specific of who are the right fits for stuff. um and listen, people are great at so many skills, and then sometimes they're just not the right fit for you or what you need them to be.
Exactly. You know what's so interesting? And I feel like I had such a firsthand look at this when I was working as a production coordinator. We would have a revolving door of directors come through, because every episode you get a new director. So I really got to witness what would make a great, successful, easy, smooth week, and what would make kind of a difficult and chaotic week. And in television, there's so many factors that you wouldn't even consider. For example, sometimes you want the right director to come in who's going to keep us on budget, and that includes time budget as well as like literally how much we're spending. Sometimes you need the kind of director, which, by the way, when it comes to the studios, that's all they want. They only want the directors that are going to keep it under the right budget.
Truly. And
Yeah,
already,
like
I mean, not to, oh no, I feel like sometimes, especially depending on the TV show, especially sitcoms, it does kind of feel like, yeah, they're the director, but they're
mhm.
kind of like filling a hole for that week. Like they don't,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't get to make too many decisions. So the best thing that you can save them is time.
Time. And then these little element, like something I know that's really important for us is like understanding the tone of the show. And when you're on an episodic show and different directors are coming in, uh, the producing and writing team explain the tone of the show to the directors that are coming in. But with this, we get to come to the table and bring. That's why, like, finding the right director is going to be so important, because we get to come to the table and meet somebody at the table and say, okay, what do you think this tone is? Because we know what it is. How are you interpreting it? And then have them bring their own sense of humor and comedy, because that's also, we're talking about a show that is centered around two women that get revenge on a man, which a lot of people have big opinions about.
Oh, I learned in my writers group. There
Yeah,
were a lot of opinions, but also I think because of just the word revenge, people have a very set idea of what that is. So that's
yeah.
why you kind of have to find the person with the right tone, because I cannot tell you the amount of people that thought I meant murder.
Like,
So many
the only
people were
way.
like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to murder him?" Like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I went, "Who said
No,
murder?"
nobody said murder? Why? It's because
No.
these bitches are out here listening to true crime murder podcasts all day long. So they just assume that if you're going to put on something entertaining, it's going to be about murder. That's
Of
it.
course, but like there's plenty of that. This is just sardines behind his toilet, babe. It's not that.
Oh, my favorite part about this show is that there are so many evil things that Victoria has dreamed about doing to this person because it's based on a true story.
It's my own little like idea of
Yeah.
healing where all the things that I couldn't do because I knew immediately. Because trust me, when I first found out that he cheated, I literally Googled legal revenge because I was like, I
Okay.
can't go to jail, but I do need to do something.
Is that a
Which
thing?
legal revenge? Yeah, what'd you
Legal
find?
There's a girl on TikTok that actually does have some. She's like, as a lawyer, I won't say to do this, but you could. And then she just says things, different ideas. So there's ways you can do things, but there's California, man, what a state. We are really protecting of people. So it was hard for me to find anything that I could do. So the
That
only things
wasn't
I did
assault.
What other
was
state allows, I don't know,
the
legal
South.
revenge?
The South probably, Florida probably
I'm
allows
gonna
it.
research this. Let me
Please
research
do.
this.
Producer Mike, get in there. Where can you legally revenge?
Take revenge. Yes.
Yeah, take revenge on someone. Because I think the only thing I really did was I remember I put post of him on Craigslist and put him under like the seeking arrangements. And I was like, hit me up. I'm willing to do anything.
I have to tell you something. Ever since, because there's a strong theme of revenge in this show, so we talk about it a lot, and we hear stories too. Like people tell us about like ways that they got revenge. Someone told me they signed up their ex. Did you tell me about this? They signed up their ex on it was a Scientology on like Scientology newsletters and like websites everywhere they could, so that they would just be hounded nonstop by these churches like Jehovah's Witnesses, the Church of Mormon.
I saw a video where a girl did say she had to put money to it because in Scientology, of course, the only way you can move up is by paying for things.
Yes.
So this girl signed up as her ex and went through several courses to get to the top level in his name. So that he then got pestered because they're like, oh, he's at the height.
She attended the courses. She signed up and it. That's good.
It's commitment.
It is commitment because I was like, I know that's not cheap. I watch Going Clear. That's not cheap.
No,
definitely not cheap.
No, it's a couple grand. But listen, I'm going to be honest
her on the pod
with you.
so she can tell us all the secrets, though.
Yes, agreed.
We just have her on the pod so she can tell us every level, what happens at every level.
Oh my god,
it's like spoiler.
I need that so bad because I'm not going to go through that. But
yeah, I'm not going to waste my time doing it.
But I would like to know. Like,
I would like to know.
At what level, right? At what level are you? I don't know. I just kind of want to know what they say to you each time. Like, where's the point where you're like, hey, they got some points here. Like, I want to know.
I want to know what level they tell you that this is a planet that the aliens populated. Like,
yeah, what tier?
I want to get to that point. Yeah,
I thought it's in the book, isn't it? Just in the book.
But what level do you get told that chapter?
That's right. Oh. How much money have you paid into the pot for them to spoil that secret, even though we got it for free?
I'm sure the first person in ain't learn about Xenu on the fly.
No, you can't be scaring people. That's like you can't. It's like going on a first date and telling people that you're divorced with 6 kids. Like you can't. You gotta ease somebody into that. Yeah,
Surprise.
yeah. Surprise! Yeah, you can't be like rolling into
I looked up states that you can do legal revenge.
Yes.
Here's the deal: there are none, right?
And when you type in what sucks.
State can you, and then when you type in what state can you take legal revenge, it comes up with revenge porn laws. So everything is revenge. It's connected to revenge porn law. So there you go.
What I'm hearing is outside of revenge porn.
We should not talk about it on the podcast.
No, and now producer Mike became legal Mike.
Yeah, this topic
we can talk about it. in theory, we could go hypothetically if.
Hypothetically,
But yeah, I would
what
never
I
do
heard.
revenge. I would never do revenge porn. What
No.
I heard is anything outside of revenge porn is on the up and up.
All clear.
Sure. I'm just gonna say
Hey,
sure.
baby.
So I have like deniability when it comes. I didn't know she was gonna do that shit.
We
You're like,
never
"Sir,
heard any of it.
Producer Mike, is this your your feed that you recorded? Did you or did you not edit this episode? What?
I'm just the producer. I'm not the talent here.
That was the day after vacation.
I
can't
think
be
I'd
held
fallen ill
responsible.
with consumption that day, I believe.
Consumption. I've got long to go.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my God, I love it. So yeah, okay. So we're doing all right. So back to the show.
Back to the after revenge porn. Back to the show.
Mike's like, not revenge porn.
The only thing you can't talk, producer Mike comes out and says, the only thing you can't talk about on the podcast is revenge porn. That's it. Just nothing about
so
revenge
when I
porn.
was doing revenge porn,
That clip just gets cut. I have to tell you, this is something I wanted to ask you too. Have you ever hated somebody to the degree where you wanted to take out revenge on them? Like, and I mean like serious revenge, like slashing 3 of the 4 tires. Because if you do all 4, then insurance covers it. But if you only do 3, insurance don't cover it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you anybody?
Wait, is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Fascinating.
Mm.
I mean,
Somebody
I have a good
did
story.
that.
I'm not going to tell it on the podcast. I'll tell you guys after the podcast. But I have an
Okay.
excellent story about revenge.
Ooh,
I can't wait to hear it.
I have a really good one. It's gross. Lucy's yelling. It's gross in the background.
Oh, I love it.
But I mean, maybe I can tell it. I'll think about it. Let me think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot. We talk about revenge a lot. I love that we're kicking off the new year with revenge. I have to say, I don't know if I've hated somebody to the degree that I wanted to. I feel like the best revenge that I've gotten is living my best life.
Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
I did.
Positivity shit right over there.
Just grow up.
I know. I just made myself better. I just got like better friends, but more money, a better home, like a nicer car. Like I just leveled my, started lifting and I got a better body and I just my personality was better and I got smarter and talented. And yeah, just leveled up on all counts instead of getting real obvious nasty revenge on my
face,
ex.
Victoria.
So these messages are not approved by the Smiling Faces, the podcast.
It's just pure disgust on your face.
I'm so grossed out.
I don't know what to say. It's the beginning of the year. It's new year, new me, and I 100% just doubled down on my life and just made
Cancun
it so
got
much
into her.
better. Yeah,
Jess was feeling herself in Cancun, looking like a sherbet in that picture I saw. Like sherbet. I was like, Jess, in the sherbet workout outfit. And then I go, oh, Jess got abs?
Jess got abs.
Jess got some abs.
Yeah, I do.
That's what happened. There we go.
I gotta tell you, thank you for saying that. Yes, there is. I did get quite a bit of feedback on my Instagram post. I posted a picture of myself in it's like one of those 2-piece workout outfits that I never, ever, ever would have thought looked good. But I don't know. I tried it on before I left for my vacation to Cancun and I looked like sherbet ice cream and I loved it. And then have you seen it?
Cut to me.
I took a gym.
When I tell you, I was
Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
I took a gym selfie, a shameless gym selfie. I've never posted
yes. Christmas in Cancun, that post?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, wait. I'm watching the whole thing.
Oh, I guess Victoria doesn't religiously watch my posts.
I wasn't on. I swear. I liked it though. Oh yeah, no, I did. Okay. I think because I thought this was a belt. I didn't realize that was workout pants. I see you with the crop. I see you crop top or workout top. I thought it was cropped. Am I looking at the wrong outfit in the bathroom? Is that the wrong one?
Son of a bitch. Now
Trying to
the internet's giving
reconnect.
hassle. Okay.
Because she was doing the dancing and the fighting and the lifting. Well, no fighting. I don't know where I got fighting from, but
This is
lifting.
no
Oh,
fighting.
I'm
Like
always
you got
fighting.
served. No fighting.
I'm always fighting. Listen, I'm always fighting for my
Gorgeous.
life over here.
There we
Uh,
go. Oh, and
yeah,
then I know for me, have I ever hated
yeah.
someone enough? I wrote a show about it. So definitely.
That's the revenge. Also leveling up, by the way. Also taking a terrible experience, learning, growing, writing, sharing about it, and taking it out into the world and making some money.
That is my most healed version way of getting revenge. She's going to like really tell everyone how trash you are in a loosely veiled way and make money off of
Yes.
it.
Yeah. And just like at one point I think I said to Victoria, I was like, wait, what is his real name again? And she told me, and I was like, you have to change his name in the script. You can't keep his name the same name in the script. And she
I
was like,
changed the last name, kind of.
that's what she said. That's exactly what she said. She's like, I changed the last name, sort of. It's not apples, it's banana.
Right.
We're about to get
It's
all of us
not
sued
date.
because she didn't change the last name.
What's he going to say? She lied? Where? Where'd I lie? What suit are we doing, babe? Defaming? Prove it.
And
What'd I
Bring
say
it.
about you that's not true?
and there it is right there. That's Feral Victoria done, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up.
Yes!
I'm loose, baby. I'm uncivilized. Let's get it.
Undomesticated. That is hot.
Right?
Feral is hot. Dang, I just got turned on a little. That is hot as hell. Get it,
Thank
girl.
you.
Get it. Let's go. Let's get him. Well, I
See?
mean, we've literally covered so much of what we wanted to cover, but the one thing we haven't talked about yet is our favorite part of the show, the smiling faces moment. What smiling faces moment have you had this week? What have you grinned and bared it through?
Ooh, I would say I actually have like a two-prong, if I may.
Ooh, I
I have
love a
two
two
different
prong.
ones because one was I was in the final steps of booking a commercial and she was very geeked for it. And it was literally, I was pinned. It was literally between me and another person. I had already counted the money in my head. And then we didn't book it. They went to the other person. And I was like, okay, you know what? And again, friend to show and pod, Katie, reminded me that because most likely we think the client went the other direction, not anyone else involved in the process. So she
Ah,
reminded me having the casting director and the director love you is more important in the long run than one client loving you.
that's
So I
right.
grinned and bared and was like, that.
You booked the whole room. You booked the
Yes.
whole room. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So change my perspective on that. And then my other grin and bear
Beautiful.
it was that I flew back home from Atlanta with my cat, Andre Benjamin, and his medication wore off with 1.5 hours left of the flight. And he,
Oh.
talk about feral, he was in his carrier going, like so loud. And I just casually brought his carrier up and unzipped it. He busted his head through the zipper. I took him out. I held him in my lap. He did try to run away a few times. I just held on
Sure.
tight and like squeezed him into submission and calmed him down for the last hour and a half of that flight. Squeezed him with
Just,
love.
oh God, just squeezed him into silence. Why are you single, Victoria? Don't worry about it.
This is all gonna work. Just shut up.
I said, I'm feral. I do what I want.
Go to sleep.
Shut the fuck up.
So those are my smiling faces moments.
Beautiful.
What about
Beautiful.
you?
Oh, wait, Mike, you go first. What have you grinned and bared it through this week? Mike's like, nothing. I slept until 1 every day.
Not a damn thing. You know what? I didn't grin and bear through anything. I didn't get up till 1 o'clock almost every day on this
Beautiful.
vacation.
Did you have to
Beautiful.
this is so unnecessary. I don't know why I was gonna ask that. Never mind.
Did
I
I
was
have to
gonna say,
what?
I know what Mike grinned and bared it through. Me texting him today, being like, "Hey, you good to record?" And Mike's like,
Yeah.
"No, I am
My
in
favorite part
bed."
is that you guys are like, hey, I'm back. I didn't know if I had to record exact how this conversation goes down. All right. Hey, I'm back, baby. Victoria. Jess goes, Victoria goes, I don't know if we're recording today. And then Jess goes, me neither. Let's do it. Now, mind you, I've turned to my wife and I've said, you know what's funny is they've confirmed that we're recording. They still haven't asked me if I'm available. Right? So meanwhile, while I'm waiting for that to happen, I go take a shower, get my life together, and finally somebody decides to acknowledge my existence. I go, hey Mike, are you available today? Now, mind you, I had just woken up like maybe 2 hours ago.
Like, oh
Wasn't
shit,
feeling
we need him.
wasn't
Hey, bud.
feeling it. Right. And I was like, I've been in the bed like last 2 weeks with my wife. We haven't
Yes.
done anything. We haven't woken up before
No.
1 o'clock. But
Gorgeous.
I am available if you really want to go through with this.
And you know we did.
So I put pants on and a shirt.
We love you for
We don't
that.
even see your pants. You could have been pantsless
You didn't have to wear pants, but I do appreciate the
for
Darkwing
us.
Duck t-shirt. I've been
Nice
celebrating the
touch.
Darkwing Duck t-shirt. Thank you for
It's
that.
always got to be. Always.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
not a damn thing. I didn't have to grin through anything and bear it. So
Boy, do we appreciate that for you. You
I appreciate
deserved
the
it.
ask.
A subtle jab, noted.
Yeah. Heard. Understood. We will be forward thinking. I think at one point, Victoria, before Mike had responded, like we finally were like, Mike, are you available? And I think at one point, Victoria's like, we could just do a work session.
Because I was like, he's
Sorry.
been kind of quiet. Maybe we shouldn't assume.
We should have asked
I told you,
first.
look at this shit right here. Look at this. Look at this. These two making plans. They ain't even asked me.
I gotta say, the way you said "look at this" sounded exactly like an old Southern black man on a porch saying something like, "Look at this, look at this right here, look at this,
look at this nonsense,
look at this shit right here."
Just nosy.
They just out in the front yard doing all types of business. You see this shit right here?
Ripping and running all up and down the street.
That's my favorite. Is when you just look around, you're like, you see this shit? Ain't nobody around. You
nope. See this shit right
here? Where am I?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, wow. I grinned and bared it through food poisoning. So, the worst part about it, I could tell you this, is at the resort. I went to a gorgeous resort. It was very, very good. I was like, oh dear, ate some salad, definitely got some food poisoning from it. I could tell. I'm like, this is not going well. So I turned to my friend who I was vacationing with and said, I've got to go throw up. I will meet you back at the room. I'm going to go hide away into like some handicapped bathroom somewhere. Sorry, handicapped people, but it's a solo stall. So, look, there's a lot of options for people to use the restroom. I ducked into a single seater and I proceeded to vomit for 2.5 hours, which was unexpected. I thought it was going to be a one and done, to the degree that I would leave the restroom. I was like, okay, I'm good. I'd leave the restroom. I'd start walking a little bit up the stairs and be like, no, I have to go back. And I would go back. And that went on. I went back and forth 5 times before finally I was so exhausted because it was so sick that I was sitting on the bench outside of the bathroom. There was so much vomit in the bathroom. This is too much information, but and this woman walks by. She's like somebody who works there, and she goes, are you okay? And I mean, I was just, you guys know, that feeling. I was so weak. I was like, no, I'm not okay. I can't get back to my room. She was
Shout
like,
out to you for the honesty.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm never gonna, I can't, I couldn't, I didn't have the strength to get back to my room. I had thrown up so much. And the next morning, well, first of all, this poor woman was like, oh, and then she was like, what's wrong? And she spoke Spanish. So I was like, yo soy muy enferma. Por favor. Ayuda.
You got just enough
enferma.
Spanish. That's perfect.
Your
Just
body
this
was
much.
rejecting the Latin food, not just the mint, but the Latin food.
It's hot dogs from here on out,
Now,
baby.
now we know how she got them abs. She was purging. Her body was like, nah.
I woke up the next morning. I was like, ooh, hello, cleanse.
Oh my God, your body was rebuking all things.
All things, yes. Listen, before I left on this vacation, I had a therapy appointment. If you'll recall, I did talk about this in our last episode. I had a therapy appointment, and my therapist was like, no more Latin men. And he said, it's okay, I can say that I'm Asian. And then I went to Mexico. I did not have the opportunity to hit on any men. I just vomited and then could not eat for the next 4 days. So, however, I will say that was definitely a grinning and bear it moment, because I was like, I am not letting this ruin my vacation. But the amount of like, this is so bad, I have to ask for help and I have to do it in Spanish. Like, I just was like, I don't, because she didn't speak enough English. I was like, I need help. And she was like, medica? And I was like, see, medica,
Oh
get a
my
doctor.
God.
So yeah, although then I didn't have any service, and I finally texted my friend and got a message through, and he came down and he was like, is there anything that you want me to tell them before the doctor comes? And I was like, do not let them take me off the premises. Do not let them take me off the premises. Whatever happens, let me die here. Just, it was a beautiful resort.
I gotta die at the all-inclusive. I gotta say, what I'm hearing is that God picked up the baton where your therapist left off.
You're so right. Because listen, before the food poisoning, there was one gentleman that I was riffing with back and forth a little bit, and God was like, "No, no."
What was his ethnicity?
I mean, listen, you can't just. I mean, how could I know? Like,
so God stepped in and picked up the baton where your therapist left it. They're like, guys, she's not getting it. Make her vom.
She's not. Yeah. Take her out. Take her out.
I got
Did
a
you
clean
see the thirst
shot
trap she posted? Listen, I have to tell you, there are like several, you know how you always have, like, when you post on Instagram, you always got a couple of like the old, flames that maybe there was like a spark at some point, but never really followed through. But you've like exchanged Instas with them. There are like 4 or 5 Latin men who follow me, who are just like, hey, like when they saw that sherbet jumper. So I have to say, God definitely. I like that God comes in and into our podcast every time. The good Lord, whether we're blaspheming or,
I mean, who's down with God? Everybody.
Hey,
everybody.
Kirk Franklin said it best.
Oh yeah, listen. Okay, before we keep going, we could talk about my food poisoning and my sherbet 2-piece forever. But if you want to see said 2-piece, or Victoria being feral, or even the dictionary definition of feral, please, you can find us on all of our social medias, including Instagram at smilingfaces_series, TikTok at smilingfaces_series, Facebook at Smiling Faces _series, at Smiling Faces series, and our YouTube, which is, of course, www.youtube.com/@Smiling Faces series.
Shout out to our social media manager, Angela Zarati, our fiscal sponsor, Inclusivity Media, and of course, Defiantly Me Productions, helmed by Mike Bryant.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. We would be nothing without our producer, Mike Bryant. As always, if you are looking for somewhere to send your good, hard-earned money and you want to get that sweet, sweet tax break, even though it's January 3rd, we'd love to see your dough in our pockets. Please feel free to check out our website at www.smilingfacesseries.com. Click that Contribute Now button and kick off that charitable giving. Consider a subscription. You can give monthly to Smiling Faces and help two wonderful ladies make their dreams come true in 2025.
Help us be feral and make a show. Love you guys.
Love you.